Out of fear of Rachel Zegler, Disney is deciding to scale back all of the press for Snow White, not only by completely foregoing a premiere in the UK, but also not allowing any outside outlets or publications to interview the stars in their Hollywood premiere of the film. Variety reported Disney is hosting a Hollywood premiere on March 15th, so that's coming up really soon. But the studio will not be rolling out a red carpet like it usually does. The festivities will include a pre-party and screening at El Capitan Theater with Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, who are expected to attend, but the red carpet will not include dozens of media outlets usually invited by Disney to interview cast and creatives at its premieres, and instead, coverage will be limited to photographers and in-house crew, which basically means only Disney-paid employees are going to be asking any questions of the stars on the red carpet. So they have complete editorial control, and they're not going to have anything that might catch her by surprise, catch her off guard, because they have media trained her, sure, but you can only do so much.
Yeah, when the Variety gunslinger comes out with the questions that everybody knows are designed to trap them into answers, where the guy comes up and goes, Rachel, I got a question. Like, is Snow White a queer story?
No, it's always that one.
It's the one guy. He's Variety.
Who works for Variety.
And he's like, tell me about
his name, but he walks up to people with his lisp and he's like, so tell me, like, is this like the gayest Snow White that we've ever seen? And then he waits for her response, and if she pauses, he'll be like, it's okay, you can be honest.
Yeah. Like, that is a trap, my friend.
Yeah.
That is a quotation trap designed to ruin your opening weekend box office so that they can get some meager extra clicks. And to be fair, I think that of all of the major trade publications, Variety is the best of them, at least as far as ones that I don't use Deadline very often. I don't like the layout of Deadline. The Hollywood Reporter is kind of annoying. Variety is probably, when it comes to giving us content, it's Variety all the way, because they catch these people saying these stupid things. These outlets are not your friends. If I was Disney or Universal or Paramount or any of these companies, I would just never let these trades. And you know why? Because the trades are going to cover them anyway by doing quotes of the articles and then doing their own write-ups. You're going to get the promotion either way. So I would just not ever include any of these publications, because they don't want to help you. They want to help yourself. And the way to help themselves is usually the complete opposite of what is good for you as a studio.
That's why they never ask questions that are actually about the movie, or they always slip in one trap just in the middle of normal questioning. They'll slip in a trap question to bait these stars who are usually dumb enough to take the bait.
I mean, it's like
they're what they're best at.
I wonder if it's like they're like, look, they're feeling fun and fancy free. It's premiere night. Maybe they've had a glass of wine, and this guy's like fish in a barrel.
Yeah,
like
easy.
I'm about to end these fools.
It's like taking candy from an actress. Snow White publicity plans have already included Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler presenting together at the Oscars, followed by Rachel Zegler making a promo appearance in Tokyo. Rachel Zegler and Mark Webb, who is the director of the movie, will also visit Spain, followed by Rachel Zegler hosting a screening in New York City for the Broadway community, who, you know, she's like part of that.
That makes sense.
That's her bread and butter.
Like, maybe she can go have a screening on the campus of Columbia.
Yeah. I mean, they just listed out every last controversy, and not even an exhaustive list. But if you put it all together, you've got the Dwarves controversy with Peter Dinklage, and you've got the D23 clips where Rachel Zegler is most infamously trashing the movie. Then you've got the fact that she's posting about hating Trump supporters.
That they don't like each other.
She's also posting about Free Palestine, and Gal Gadot is Israeli. And there's the rumor going around that they have tension because of that. And that's just not even to mention the fact that the movie looks like shit.
Got made during the strike, had to be delayed, cost a fortune.
Yes, but then you see the final product, especially this clip of the movie that Disney just released, and none of that was worth the trouble. You see this clip, it doesn't just look terrible in terms of the lighting, the color grading, the costuming, especially Rachel Zegler's hair that makes her look like Lord Farquaad, but also the acting is just abysmal. And right now, this clip is getting a lot of negative attention, especially for Gal Gadot's poor performance as the evil queen. I think we might as well.
Let us not preface any of this by pretending. Look, I think that Gal Gadot is the perfect example of, like, if men have like dumb action stars, which is like they're not expected to give you the best performance in the world. The Rock is not supposed to give you Shakespeare. No. I would actually argue that if you look at a movie like Boiler Room, Vin Diesel proves himself to be a completely capable actor, but he'll never be remembered as that because of the Fast and the Furious movies. Women could also have the likes of a Sydney Sweeney, who doesn't need to be a great actress because of sex appeal. Gal Gadot doesn't have to be a great actress because she's charming. She has a nice smile, and picking the right roles is tantamount to making your career work on an upward trajectory. The reason Wonder Woman worked so well is she's a fish out of water and she's likable, and given her role in that, and then, and again, Fast and the Furious movies, what does that have in common with Vin Diesel, right? She is that example of that. So you're not going to Gal Gadot expecting, I don't know, what's it, Helen Mirren level acting.
No.
But let's watch this clip.
Still, like, even though our expectations were low,
but
we're still disappointed.
Again, it doesn't give her a pass because, you know, you still call it out when you see it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's not up on screen yet.
Please. You were saying.
It's just, Your Majesty.
She's eating lobster.
People are struggling.
It's also like comically loud in the cracking.
Yeah, she's doing lobster ASMR while Rachel Zegler is monologuing.
And it may not be much, but when I was young, my parents and I we'd pick apples.
Would somebody turn the high dynamic range down in this shit? Why is everything black so tainted with white? Like, there's no shadows. It's like everything is like oddly visible, but not visible at the same time.
We take them and make pies, then go out and...
Like, this back here should be dark.
Yeah, like it doesn't actually look like a candlelit room.
That's all I'm saying here.
To the village.
Pies are luxuries. They don't need luxuries.
Gal Gadot has never looked at her kids and said no to pies. Her kids ask for pie. Gal Gadot says yes every single time.
Absolutely.
There's a reason we forgave her for the Imagine debacle.
It confuses them.
But sometimes something small, something sweet even, can make you believe that there's more to being alive than mere subsistence.
Now here is the big...
That was actually really funny.
This is the big moment, right?
Yeah, here we go.
This is the big
You know,
one.
I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
We pointed this out before, that in two different versions of the trailer, they used the less, what did you call it, Goodfellas-esque?
Yeah.
Opinionated. Like, they used the less severe one. That's probably the better one anyways.
My apologies. It's just... I feel they need some kindness.
Thoughts so far?
Not many.
Okay. I wonder how much of that was sound design and how much of it was the actual costume.
Not the costume. I mean, they make it's so like cheap.
Fearless, fair, brave, true. How quaint.
Okay.
I have a complaint about the way that they did Gal Gadot's makeup as well. She looks like a Sephora employee. Like, she doesn't look evil. She looks like she got her makeup done at Sephora for prom.
Yeah.
With these big false eyelashes and acrylic nails. What's that about?
Here were some of the
responses. One said the cracking sounds were doing more acting than Gal Gadot.
I mean, that was very clearly boosted in post. Like, that, those were fake crack. Like, some dude in second unit photography had to go up to a microphone with a freaking thing go.
Yeah.
And then they piped that in.
She will never be Charlize Theron. I think Charlize Theron did a way better job as Evil Queen. Another one said, I never thought it was a good idea to remake Disney's first animated feature, but to remake it and poke fun at it or try to point out its flaws, which is what the "I really don't remember you being this opinionated" line feels like to me, is so misguided.
Mikey Harlow says, I can't wait to hate watch this.
This is also kind of letting us in on what the new story is. Rachel Zegler's Snow White is not Snow White as we know her. This is an entirely different character that they have kind of melded together with, like, Robin Hood, basically. She is advocating on behalf of the peasantry, the commoners, to her evil queen stepmother, who is a capitalist, elitist billionaire, I guess.
Remember, Robin Hood wasn't stealing from the billionaires. He was stealing from the government.
She is, like, Gal Gadot in this clip is quite literally, like, doing a Marie Antoinette impression while eating lobster with comically loud cracking sounds. She is out of touch and rich and evil because she's rich. And Rachel Zegler is advocating for the poor people.
I love this one. I love her lack of energy. Go, girl, give us nothing.
Go, girl, give us nothing. Yeah. Yeah, but you can see they added all of this political subtext that was never part of the original story and never part of Disney's version of the story prior.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with that. It was entirely a story about love, jealousy, loyalty, and betrayal, and not anything meta-political that we just watched.
And here's the thing, guys. Like, for both of them, oddly enough, had this been a better made movie, and if she didn't kind of ruin it for herself, Rachel Zegler is doing better at picking her roles than Gal Gadot is with this role. So Gal Gadot in the past has leaned into her strengths by playing roles that kind of, highlight what she's good at. I didn't like her I thought she was okay, if not really, really boring in Red Notice. And what was the one that she was in on Netflix a couple of years ago? It was so boring I had to turn it off like halfway through. But even in that one, it was like she was finally the lead of this movie and not a co-lead, and she couldn't really care. Heart of Stone.
Oh, right.
I turned it off because I was like, there was like one scene where she's like coming out of a swimming pool and she smiles up at this dude. And I'm like, they based the whole movie on this shot. Mm-hmm. They think that they can make this movie survive on one moment of her seeming charismatic. The rest of it is just her not really being able to carry a scene, and the bad guy wasn't charismatic enough to really carry it for her. So in the past, she wasn't the lead act. Even in Wonder Woman, one of the reasons Wonder Woman 1 was so successful is because her and Chris Pine had great chemistry. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that requires another person. Fast and the Furious is an ensemble cast, so she's not really the lead of that movie. But Rachel Zegler, despite her shortcomings on the press circuit, has picked roles that should theoretically play to her strengths, whether it's West Side Story, which bombs because it was COVID and nobody wanted to see West Side Story, but it's a musical, it plays to her strengths. Hunger Games had a bunch of music, plays to her strengths. Nobody went to see Y2K, that one's a bust, but that was her trying to get like art house credit.
Yeah.
She's doing a better job at picking her roles. She's not even Florence Pugh. Like,
you mean Gal Gadot or Rachel Zegler?
Rachel Zegler.
Yeah.
Like, she's not even Florence Pugh.
What do you mean
like,
by that?
Florence Pugh is getting more credit.
Oh, yeah.
Than Rachel Zegler is.
Yeah, but Rachel Zegler is younger, so I'm assuming that by the time she's in her late 20s, she'll be on the level of Florence Pugh.
Bellicose Hyperbole says Silent T and Gadot. No, you go listen to any interview with her. It's Gal Gadot. That's how she says it. So.
She has corrected the record.
When
on
somebody
that.
tells you who they are, listen to them.
Yeah, I don't understand why Gal Gadot was the choice for this, but then the question is, who else would have played this better?
Which one?
The Evil Queen. Who would have played the Evil Queen better than her? Like any obvious example.
Would it have to be? Are we talking her age range?
Yeah.
I would have to think about it.
I was just thinking it had to be someone who's less traditionally like pretty, and
Anya
more
Taylor-Joy.
like the way that, well, Anya Taylor-Joy is too young, but more the way that Angelina Jolie did Maleficent, because she's super striking and scary looking if they do the makeup and lighting the right way.
Yeah, they get like I never
She's
saw that
obviously-
movie, but I remember the stills and
Yeah.
she had like they like hollowed out her eyes a
Right.
little bit. Older actress, I guess, like 50s, 40s. Are we talking? Oh my god,
Let's
that's
say 40s.
I would have to sit on that one for a
Yeah.
while. You know, it'd be an interesting one, and they would never do it because she's not really a movie actress. Would be to try and get Jennifer Morrison to do it because she played what's her name in Once Upon a Time.
Well, no one else really comes to mind to play Snow White either, because there's just a complete lack of Gen Z talent in Hollywood these days, from what I can tell. And most of them are getting propped up for reasons other than their talent.
Kate Winslet,
Kate Winslet to play the evil queen?
Natalie Portman.
No, not Natalie Portman. She looks too nice. Natalie Portman looks nice.
Oh, Cameron Diaz. She's coming back.
Oh, that might have worked.
She has the striking facial
That might've
features.
worked, yeah.
Yeah. Cameron Diaz would have been good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good for
it's-
them.
It really is. You listed off so many. Like to be fair, like if they make any money, it's to their credit because they've had literally everything working against them. It is
Yeah.
almost like somebody had a Snow White doll and they're pricking it with the
Yeah. So if they win in the end, it will be against all odds.
Christina Ricci.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good
So I've been
but she also
watching-
played Morticia in
Yeah.
Wednesday.
What's funny is I've been watching.
Right.
Did anybody here ever see the show Saving Grace with Holly Hunter? It was a show about this woman who can see an angel, and she's connected to this dude who's on death row, and it's really, really weird. And in that show, Christina Ricci just randomly shows up for 3 episodes. I was like, what the hell was she doing on TV in 2007?
Actually, I had that wrong. Christina Ricci was not Morticia on the
She was-
Netflix show. She was one of the teachers.
Yeah.
One of the villains in the series. But
Jennifer Connelly, probably not. Jennifer Connelly hasn't really aged.
And she also doesn't look evil at all.
Yes.
She wouldn't play as evil.
Ooh, Courtney Cox. That's not a bad suggestion either.
That's a good idea.
Like that, and what was the other? It was Courtney Cox, Cameron
Diaz.
Diaz, and what was the other one that somebody said?
and Christina Ricci.
And Christina Ricci, and then I liked somebody else mentioned Sarah Palin.
Kate Winslet?
Kate.
Is the number one?
I think that the other ones are better suggestions than that.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet's almost too predictable.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting. Those are a bunch of. Somebody said Kate Blanchett. Or no, I just saw Kate Blanchett. Nobody said that.
Tilda Swinton?
I thought that, but then I was like too anemic.
Makeup.
Yeah,
Use makeup.
like that was the funny thing is that was the first name that came to my mind, and I was like, eh.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.